Hi, this is Landon today with Graphic Authority, and answering another question that's come off of our Facebook page. The question is how to resize things. I think it specifically asked how to go from something that's like a 12 by 12 down to something you could put in a mini accordion album that's like 2.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to start with the disclaimer that's going to say I'm probably going to step on somebody's toes as I talk about pixel quality and overall photo quality in general with these templates. And I will back up with what I'm going to say from first-hand experiences of things I have tried and things that I have done. Going smaller is not as big of a deal, but I want to start off on going bigger. This background that we're looking at right here is a 16 by 20 at 300 resolution layered background. I have made gallery wraps that were 24 by 36 with the same background without relayering it, without changing a whole lot. 24 by 36 on the front, and that wraps 2 inches roughly on the top, bottom, left, and right. That's a huge file and a huge stretch of what this is. It's about twice as big or bigger that it was ever intended for. So the reason I was so weary in doing that at first is because so many people said, oh, you can't go that much bigger, you can't go that much bigger than what your original file is. But then I thought to myself, my camera takes photos that come out of my camera at 12 by 18 at 300, and I make 30 by 40 photos out of my camera. Why can't I do that with something that's designed in Photoshop at 16 by 20 by 300? And after doing it a couple of times, it works flawlessly and looks amazing. I'm not saying that you should take these guys and make them billboard quality. That's not what I'm saying at all, or billboard size, it's photo quality. But going to a standard photo size up to 30 by 40, I think is very, very easily done using these backgrounds and tools. That being said, these are from the 16 by 20 pattern papers that are used for backgrounds, not an 8 by 8 book spread or something to that extent. You'll start getting into some more limitations on the smaller things. But on the projects that we designed that were huge, 24 by 36, 30 by 40 is very easy to do, even though it's only 16 by 20 to start out with. So that's my spill on going bigger. Going smaller, there's a couple different things that you could do. You could come up here and go to image size. Under image size, it changes down to whatever you want it to be. Be sure constrained proportions is on. So if we know that we're going to be working on something that's 2.5 by 3.5, let's say that it's 2.5 wide, or 3.5 wide, I'm sorry, 3.5. Click OK. Now this is not 2.5 here, obviously. It's 4.348. So what you would have to do at that point is drag this over onto your document that was already sized at 2.5 by 3.5. 3.5 by. I think I did that opposite. I did. So let's flip this real quick. Canvas size, image rotation, and then just take this file using my move tool and drag it over here on top, and there it is. So that way it stays in the same proportions. It may not be exactly 100% the same as it was here because it's going to crop off some on the sides or the tops and bottoms just because the proportions are different. It's like taking a photo and going from a 4 by 6 to an 8 by 10 size, or 4 by 6 to a 4 by 5 size. You're going to lose part of the photo, and it's the nature of the beast with different proportions, but you want it to stay in scale and you don't want it to warp or stretch that extent. So that's how you would do things with a background file. So I'm going to close this out real quick, and here is an edge from, I believe this is from the Timeless set, and it is set up as an 8 by 10. So if I want to make this smaller and something maybe more of a rectangle size, I shoot a whole lot of 4 by 6, 2 by 3, again, because that's how it comes out of my camera. So if I change this to an 8 by 12 instead of an 8 by 10, what I'm doing is I'm opening a blank file, and I'm going to drag this over on top of here. Now, the way my head works is I'm not too concerned about keeping this exactly the same. This isn't something I'm really concerned about constraining the proportions of, because I don't have to worry about a head or stretching or an arm stretching or making somebody look fat or making somebody look skinny. This is just a clipping mask. So if I hit Control T and drag this down, it's not 100%, it's not exactly like it was, but nobody will ever know any different by the time you put a photo on there. It's not going to look stretched because your photo is going to fill in all the nice little gaps, and it's going to look great. So I hope this wasn't too fast. I hope I answered some questions. These were all submitted from Facebook. This was all on resizing. This is your resizing your clipping mask and resizing backgrounds. This has been Landon Day with Graphic Authority. Have a great day.